and use that. It's come up all by itself. The studios are sort of trying to figure out how to use that.
Well, and there's a whole science around how do you hook people in, how do you get them to keep searching for things, and then how do you set it up so this thing goes viral and that kind of thing. And it's an incomplete science, obviously, because some hit, some miss, but at some point we're going to have to figure it out. It's like,
yeah, I think we say like 3 years we'll have like a pretty established model. There's this sad little we produced a movie that went to Cannes, and we had these filmmakers who hadn't even graduated from school yet. They were just peddling the movie, like, help us, we think this is good, why don't you watch it? And it was this movie they made. It was $4,000, and it was really rough guerrilla style, like experimental film, but really well done in terms of the thought put into it and the authenticity of the script and everything. And we said, this is really good. And they said, we want to go to the festivals with it. And we went to Cannes, and it was part of the Director's Fortnight. And we had been selling it for like a year. And it had such a hard time selling because it's a very niche audience. And I mean, even though it's a very inexpensive film, in order for a huge machine like Killer Films or I forget the names of the independent film companies, in order for them to buy it and to really get their money back, they have to put a lot of marketing and everything into it. And so we would sit down with these filmmakers and say, look, there's sort of an overturn in content creation right now, and we can't battle with the $20 million plus marketing machines that are putting out studio films. And there's these small independent horror films that need to be seen, that can make money. They just need to be distributed. You have to let go of the theatrical dream that it's going to be on this big screen, and you're going to go see it and sit there with popcorn because it's too expensive to do. And now, if you take that whole piece out, if you take that whole huge, People magazine, marketing, theatrical, making 35mm reel part, if you take that out of the budget, you can make a lot of money just going digital. Yeah. Just sell your movie to Netflix, which also is is funding independent film. Sell it to iTunes. A lot of people are making records that way. And there's this, I think it will be the way that independent film and smaller action film, other than like sci-fi does a lot of small action, but a lot of smaller content will be seen and will be better marketed, and I think will reach their audiences a lot better.
Interesting thought. Is there also some kind of model around, okay, we're going to Cannes and we're going to do some kind of internet build up to that to have it have a better show there or have a better chance, or is there, anybody, I'm just wondering. And I don't even know if that's possible.
Yeah, no, for that I'm not sure, because I don't know, it's really weird. The people who are going to Cannes are the distributors and the mini majors, which are also going out of business too. I mean, so WIP went out of business because they're using the same sort of marketing machine that the rest of the studio was. New Line was out of business, and I mean, the head of WIP and the head of New Line are now probably going to get production deals here. So hopefully they'll sort of revive some of the old projects. But Paramount Vantage is having a problem, and I think that the studios may not. What's that?
We went and saw one of their films.
They make great movies. I saw There Will Be Blood last night, but studios are too huge, I think, to be able to successfully market and distribute these without losing a lot of money themselves. That's not what they're good at, I don't think. We always say, because I work with a bunch of geeks, we say it's like the big mothership. Yeah. The studios are the big mothership. You need them. You need them to. They have all the food storage. They have all the information. They have the power to run the servers. But really, the people who are winning the battles are like the tiny little battleships that are coming out. They go down, they do their work, and they come back. And they sort of like, okay, this is what happened. And then you're like, okay, re-strategize, and then go back down. So if the studio can have, like, if we can generate enough money as a new media company, and by new media I don't just mean like small little internet videos, I mean like digital distribution for small horror films or small action films, and Warner Brothers is happy with how much money we can generate, then we are the little ships. We can provide that for them without them having to, like right now, they do all the physical production, they do all the marketing for their movies, whereas for our online shows, we do all the physical production, we set the budgets, and we honestly will get online and start blogging. Have you seen this site? You know, this is a great little show. I can't believe nobody's discovered that show. Look who's on this show. I mean, we do our own viral marketing to get people to come back to it. And I think that's sort of the only thing that's going to move smaller projects, $1 to $10 million projects.
Now, are there other companies on the Warner lot that are also doing the same thing you're doing?
Not production companies. They have an entity within Warner Premiere, which is their direct-to-DVD division, and what they're doing is they're repurposing content. So they'll get, they're like, we want to do a horror show online, and they'll get The Shining and find an element of The Shining to repurpose as a horror show. Or they're doing this great animated project for The Watchmen, which tells a separate story, and also being monitored by Zack Snyder, the director.
So they're going through all their hits and saying, how does this apply possibly to an online component?
Right.
Cool. But okay, what that does really is that means you guys do have some power here, and they need you, even if you don't make money, don't you think? Because what are they going to do if all of a sudden they have nobody represent them having to do with the online thing? You know, they have a big chance of losing out on something that could be happening that they don't even know about right now.
Yeah. Well, the studio has the luxury of sort of what Hulu is doing. Hulu has no original content, really. They have a couple of distribution deals with other people, other production companies, and other outlets that are making content, but it's not exclusive. So you can go see it anywhere else, including the original page where it was created. But their model is strictly, I'm going to give you a really high quality version of Arrested Development or The Simpsons, and you can come and watch it online if you choose not to watch it on TV, or you just want to catch up on something you've never seen before. And they're doing really, really well with that. So the studio can afford to do that for a while until they sort of figure out the other model. But I know that they have funded a lot of original series, including our animated series, and it's going to go up at launch. There's going to be sort of their Warner Brothers button, and there's going to be an original button